Welcome to Every Day is Funny, the meditative morning show about newspaper comics. It's Friday. Yahoo. And I've been thinking about, well, first off, happy Garfield release day to all those around the world who celebrate. We do have a new Garfield movie in theaters, starring Chris Pratt as the titular Garf. I believe this is the first Garfield movie to be in theaters since A Tale of Two Kitties back in 2006. So these are big times that we're living through. But I don't really want to focus that much on Garfield today. I'm going to read a Garfield strip, but how much attention does the guy need? The marketing's been doing itself. No, I've been thinking about overpopulation, in a sense. I've been thinking about how there's just too many people out there, and you're never going to get to know them all. And because there's so many people, I don't think we take the time to get to know as many people as possible. Because how many can we know on that level? So I was thinking about an idea. You know, you got your driver's license, you got your social security card. What if legally everyone had to have a catchphrase card? And it was just a little catchphrase that surmised them, and you could just pass them along like business cards, just to get your point across, just to be like, hey, I don't want to take up too much of your time. This is what I'm all about. Feel free to reach out if you like what you see on the catchphrase card. Or if you're at a bar and you want to hit on a woman, and she's like, I don't want to get hit on by all these dudes. She just takes all their catchphrase cards. She reads them. She's like, all right, I'm going to call that guy. He's got a good catchphrase. Because I think if everyone has to choose a catchphrase for themselves, I really think that will help weed out the undesirables. It forces them to be creative, to say something, to make a defining statement about themselves. What little sentence? I mean, close your eyes right now. Think about it. What little sentence that defines yourself would you put if you legally had to have a catchphrase card? Take a moment. And would you feel good about passing that around to various strangers as the sentence that defines your being? I don't know, it's just something to think about. Like if Garfield had a catchphrase card, it would be I hate Mondays. Like imagine if Garfield didn't take that one and you could just have on a card that no one else can repeat, by the way. No two catchphrase cards can be the same. Imagine if you got the rights to I hate Mondays. People would think that's so cool that you have your name below it, I hate Mondays. They'd be like, whoa, he is a self-starter. He got that thing before anyone else, and it's a great encapsulation of life. I too hate Mondays. I'll call that man. So what would mine be? Let me take a sip of coffee and ponder. I don't know why the first thing that came to my mind is the catchphrase, join me on a log flume ride. But I think it gets my whole kind of being across. Or maybe I would just do something simple, like Gadzooks, or Wowie Zowie, or this one's gonna be a messy. I don't know, it's just something to think about. I would love for y'all listening to submit what would be on your catchphrase card. Legally binding. And who knows, if the feds are listening, tapping my wires, just consider implementing it. Even like a beta stage. Give it a test run. Alright, let's get to the comics. I do want to start with Garfield, as this is his day to shine. So let's take a look. Alright, Garfield and his lady friend are reading a book. Well, Garfield's reading it, she's just looking at him. She has the longest neck I've ever seen. She's thinking, what are you reading? He's thinking, a combination self-help and cookbook. She thinks, a self-help cookbook. He thinks, it's called The Healing Powers of Gravy. That's very funny. That book would really exist, especially, and is that thick. And he's already in the middle of it. The Healing Powers of Gravy could be a good catchphrase card. Alright, let's move on. I figured maybe we'd get to another classic. One that I've never done before. One who has also had a major motion picture made about it. Live action. And that's Popeye. Let's take a look on Comics Kingdom for Popeye. Alright, Popeye and an older gentleman are looking at the sky. Popeye says, blow me down, it's a blasted vulture. The other man says, it's carrying its dinner. We also see a scream for help. Popeye says, I am gonna hit it with me spinach yell. I'm gonna hit it with my spinach yell, okay? Then we see the vultures carrying a little girl with a spoon. She says, oh joy, I'm free. And Popeye's yell is just saying avast. And that gets the vulture stunned enough to drop the girl who's holding a spoon. Wow, there's a lot going on here. I didn't know Popeye fought the elements of nature like that. Also, I'm confused why his spinach yell is not a word related to spinach. You'd think the spinach yell would be him yelling spinach. But I guess it's just that the spinach gave him the strength to yell avast. Why was the girl holding a spoon? Another catchphrase though, I am what I am. A classic. Let's take a look at the comments. Jack J says, like the song, Free Falling. Alright. It's a fun petty reference just because a girl was released from the chains of a vulture. Didn't really call for it, but I'll allow it because I like petty. No one's gonna ask about the spoon? Alright, Rex Morgan MD time. I'm sure we're still gonna be going around to various new characters today. Yes, we are. A couple who is hanging something on their wall, we see. It says, Mindy's online antiques business is doing extremely well. Mindy's husband says, you sold that already? Darn it, I liked that one. Then the child comes into frame. Angela is in preschool, and Corey is not so little anymore. The father says, will you stop growing? This is unnerving. Corey says, nope. Then we see just the father. Headline, Buck is busy with his clients and is managing his diabetes well. And he says, but I still miss my triple thick milkshakes. Wow, okay, so, the past few days we've seen 3 characters being introduced, or, 3 different little storylines. This is all focused on Buck. And we're really getting a lot of different snapshots of what's going on in his life. There's a tinge of sadness to everything Buck does. Like when he says to Corey, will you stop growing? This is unnerving. And Corey says, nope. Like there's no lightheartedness about that. And even the daughter, Angela, looks very sad. And then he goes into like managing his diabetes. Like there's something about how Buck is in the second half of his life. Like you can feel that from Buck. He's reflecting on like, this is only gonna get worse for me. Which is very sad. He seems to have a lot going for him. Except that he looks like Jared Fogle. Alright, let's check the comments. Bob Tice says, I'm a brooding existential teen, Dad, glowers Corey, a raging sea of hormonal changes, a riot of rebellion and cognitive dissonance, and a witch's brew of dourness, glum terseness, and Pavlovian contrarianism. What do you want to make of it? Wow. That's something I would write. I like this Bob Tice guy. It's true, all Corey says is nope. He's so dismissive of his dad's worry of him getting older. David Ricard says, have a milkshake, Buck. Have 2 milkshakes, Buck. Heck, plant yourself below the soft serve nozzle and jam the spigot open. These people hate these characters. Why are they here? I know why I'm here, and it's certainly just as stupid a reason. But what do these people gain from this? Is everyone doing a podcast about this and I don't know it? All right, let me think of what to comment. Okay, I'm gonna say, Buck's request to stop growing angers Corey to no end, and Corey decides to grow 7 feet tall that same evening. It'd be cool if kids had control of their height. Why did I say that? All right. Man, that was really a moment of just, I do not know what to say right now. And I just said the strangest sentence I could think of. I thought it would make more sense as it came out. All right, send. It's time to wind down for this Friday, May 24th. Again, I would really appreciate any sharing of the show. Instagram, Spotify. I also, just yesterday, started the Everyday is Funny Discord. And hopefully that'll bring about some community engagement. I admit I'm not super familiar with the platform yet, so I'm gonna dive in, check it out, and then soon we can start doing more caption contests and fun stuff over there. But for right now, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow for some afternoon tea.